Right? So I think I'm just gonna put them back on real quick. We'll get priming, all that stuff, get all that done. So far, so good. But here we are, all plasticed up. Give her the tap. Look at this, we're doing a little bit of this. Here she comes out of the booth. Next project is this, maybe you guys would like me to add the little patch to passes in the videos. I don't know, the small ones, the big ones, I don't know. Let me know what you want to see exactly. But yeah, this Cadillac Escalade is beautiful. She needs some paint. It is diamond white pearl. That's the paint, but we're painting the whole thing. Nice and wet right now, so I guess we're not doing any tape today, but we might take the taillights out of it or a couple things, take a look around it, you know, feel her out. Kind of rough right here. It's really, the worst of it is on both sides here. I say that now, but we're just getting into it. I'm going to try to leave these on, of course. Tape around, that might not be easy for the sanding part, but well, not if it's really easy. It's pretty tedious stuff, we all know. But yeah, she's a big unit, but we'll make her look, just repaint again, same color. But we have quite a bit of body stuff to deal with. It's all small stuff though. Tight in there. Tighter than the other side. Well, we'll see how this goes. Anyways, no need to try to push it in now when we're going to paint it. I don't think we need another fender though. I mean, the fender looks pretty good. Clips in here though, God, once they get a little soft, they don't want to clip back in, right? This fender is kind of rough, isn't it? But I think we can fix it up. There's a bit of body work on it, so hopefully we'll be able to get the body work done this week in the paint job. The whole kit and caboodle. Well, our Cadillac here is a good solid rig so far. These big areas are staying together. Love it. But yeah, we found a few more, of course. Here and here, we'll be getting cleaned up. Along there. Escalade. This sucker's got 6.2 liter in her. She's a dandy. But yeah, these spots to clean up here. How you like that? But a good solid rig, it's in good shape. So we'll just get her sanded here a little more. We didn't start the sanding yet, we're just getting into the spots. Right here. That's the worst of it, of course. That lip. Wow, what a, it is a really nice, clean Escalade actually. Well taken care of. So, I guess that's why she's coming for a full paint job. There's still spots though, lots of spots. But so far it's not going to Swiss cheese on us, so that's a nice sign. There's lots of steel there. Getting it on time. Maybe a little bit past on time, but definitely a good time to get at it. So, sand, sand, sand. Then tape, 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 and paint, paint, paint. Pretty nice ride though, that's for sure. I mean, trying to beat a Cadillac. You can't beat a Cadillac. I love Lincolns too. I love Cadillacs. Well, I guess that's that for today. We got a good sand on it. Oh, I'm only dropping my sheets. Got a good sand on her. So far, so good. It's getting kind of white now, as opposed to the diamond color, eh? See the contrast there. But yeah, a good amount of it sanded up this evening, this afternoon. Happy those holes, or the surface rust is actually surface rust. I wanted to get into that for sure, because I'm very pleased that the surface rust is actually surface rust and not blowing right into it, right? It's all solid. Thank goodness. Still looking at those ones there. They're little nasties. Thought the Escalade's on too. But no, not rotting right through. Nothing like that. So hopefully, here's our paint there. White diamond. Wants a hardener and reducer to go with it. Get ourselves a slick little job. I think we'll use our little custom gun too. I like how smooth that one lays it out. Lays it out real smooth. Must be the smallest tip I got, I think. But gonna be up and down, and the roof. It's always tough. The roofs are always tough on big SUVs, even little ones. All of them. Is what it is, though. We will get it done. Here we are. Just doing a little tape on the back windows there and that, but around here. Then we want to clean up on the fenders and everything here, right? See? Pulled out our bumper some. A little bit dirty there, but that's not rust on the plastic, because plastic don't rust. But yeah, just so we can clean this up on the bottom of that. But coming around here, I guess it's the first real hiccup that I found. So it's wanting to take the inner fender off the plastic so we can get at this part. Everything, of course. The way down through. Get in there. Clean that up. But up here, oh, where's the light at? Yeah, we're kind of rough right there. I think we got a hole, so we'll check it out once we got it going. There's a hole there. But I would definitely say this is the worst of this Escalade. Plastic likes to trap everything up there, hey? Well, we'll take it out and clean it all up anyways. But yeah, the rest of it's going very well. Other than that, I think that's the worst part. So that's a good thing. Yeah, just getting a little bit of tape on the windows. This part's got a lot of its prep done. I'm gonna take the back bumper cover off too. Let it flop out as well, because we need to get under the edge. So get her off free. I'll probably take these off too. They're just a couple of screws to take them off for plastic. Give them a little paint separate. Yeah. Little bit by bit, we'll get it going. I like this, when I'm first prepping, I jump back and forth a little bit of different things just so that you don't get burnt on one thing, right? When you got a large unit like this one, you can jump around a little bit. We'll have to get something done in here too. See a little bit of, it's in good shape though. A little bit of rust here and there, but we'll get that cleaned all up. But down here looks good. Everywhere looks good, so the paint gun will get it for us. Running board, see? 6.2 liter in this one. It's a plenty of engine. When you start her up, there's a pretty good rumble to her. And it's all factory or whatever, not even modified. But anyways, that's what we're doing. That there hole there at the top of the inner fender, don't love that, but we'll clean it up and fix it up and get rid of that rust. We got our bumper cover off. She was advertised as just surface rust, as we all know how surface rust goes. But anyways, I know when I'm looking at them. No, I don't. You don't know until you get into it. But anyways, let's grab our light down here. We'll take a look at it. So, we got our back bumper cover off. And as we suspected, our bumper's pretty rusted. But that's okay. Before we put the cover back on, and of course if we're doing a paint job on it, we're going to go ahead and probably black that out with some rock guard asphalt undercoating. Some of that buckshot would be nice on it that we've been using lately. But here's the wheel well in here. She's looking kind of crusty. Huh? Just didn't look that bad until you get into it, right? But anyhow, she could use a quick undercoating. Maybe I'll talk to the owner before we put her back together if they want to get it undercoated up. This rig is in pretty good shape. It's an 06. But it needs, I'll give it a sanding in there and all that before we put the inner fenders back in it, right? The front and rear. Like I said, up here, here's the quick paint job stuff, right? We just added to it a little bit, but up here is pretty rough. So she was hiding a bit underneath them inner rockers. Look over there though, there's a beast staring back at us. That's a 6.2 liter. But we got the headlights out of it. We'll dress that up. We took off our front chrome piece out of our hood here. We'll dress that up. See, she's got some rust going and some flake on it. They're quite not too bad. The old girl's not too bad. There's a few marks on the front there we got to take care of. But hopefully, see, for these guys here, some reports, we'll call them reports, I don't know, but looking up on them, some of them want me to get in and take all the door apart. It's 10 mil for those, 10 mil for those, and some of them are saying that there's clips inside there, some of them are saying that they're glued on. I don't know. I don't really want to get into taking the doors apart. We're going to have to see what happens. And these guys, they just clip off all the way around. There's clips on the inside when you move the rubber back. They pop off, break down the Escalade doors quite a bit, but I think we're going to leave them alone. I'm not sure if I'm going to take off this front bumper cover yet. We might, but yeah, get a little bit of rust here. You know, the old rust-free rig, but it does look rust-free until you start getting into it. But there is no point in arguing it. The old girl's in good shape though. I like it. I like Cadillac, so I mean, what's not to like about Cadillac? I like all rigs, really. That's a bold-faced lie. I like them all when they're working good. I hate them all when they're not. Down there needs to get a good cleanup. So anyways, we got our work cut out for us is what I'm saying to you. Then there's still the roof business. But we break it down quite a bit. Because these are plastic parts here. They're in the back there now. Front and back bumpers are plastic. Quite a bit of business to do with it first. See, there's our rust though. rust free. Always got some rust, but not too bad though, guys. This thing's in pretty nice shape. We're going diamond white again. Big job, but we'll get her done. So here this morning, we're going to start working in the wheel wells. They're pretty rough. Over here, took a little bit of rubber off the inside of the door here. We got a couple of touch-ups inside the door. Down here, took the rubber off up to there. Our paint is all good in here, but we have touch-ups to do around there, so we'll have to pull that rubber back for ourselves a bit. Still undecided if I'm going to take them off or leave them on. Anyways, in here, quite a bit of rust. We get cleaned up, but that's not too bad. I'm gonna sand the hood and clean that up, but it's bad enough. But we'll get her cleaned up. But here is, excuse me. Yeah, this is what we're not loving. So I'll have to get something done with that, fixed up. Came in for a paint job. We're not doing all fabrication and everything, but gotta fix up a few spots there. A little more sand into, of course. But we're pretty sanded up on a lot of it. Pretty good, but we'll sand the roof and hood today and get in them wheel wells. It's Wednesday, and a fella wants to be at least having her back together and passing the keys next Wednesday, kind of deal, you know. That's not including Sunday, I don't think. Winter's coming. Might have to go do the hardwood. Believe it or not, it's not as glamorous as it seems. Anyhow, we're working on this thing. The bumper's pretty rough once we took the cover off. We have a few separate plastic pieces to paint. Broke down the back of it pretty good though. We'll be able to get in there. Looks like it needs a little bit of a scrubbing, but we'll have to tape this stuff up too. A lot of work. Fella doesn't likes breaking it down as much as possible, but the clips and they're just so fragile. So much of that stuff. Yeah. But this is where we are. Time to do some sanding in them wheel wells. Here we are. Got a lot of tape done last night. We ran out though, so we have tape this morning. But so far so good. You're all taped up. Have to sand the hood, the roof. We got the roof all taped up though, so that was nice. And yeah, the back hatch, we'll have to tape up some in there too, I guess. This did not want to come off too easy, so you know how that goes, you're leaving it on. But there's the roof. All taped up. I'd like to take the whole rack off and everything, but this isn't a month-long paint job that people don't have the time, so. And she's coming in a little bit on budget. A little bit of rust there. A bit here. So. And of course we know what's under there. I'll have to take these off and give it a little sanding. They're for the bumper cover that we have over here. Just took it out of the way. We'll have to clean off some of this, of course. Oil and rust marks and that. I wasn't going to take it off at first, but I decided to. The tabs get a lot of rust on them in that, the rusties. But we got them off, we got it off. So that's pretty good. bumper here. Maybe we'll throw a little rock guard to it, keep it from rusting up anymore. Inside here, a little bit of rust too. A lot of cleaning along the bottom part. She's oiled up. These guys will not come off. Anyways, we're into it. A couple little spots around that fella there. Not too bad, right? Horrible. I hate them when they're in there. I hate them when they're in the window. That's a real hate too, you know. Lots of tape in there. We got a good mound on the Cadillac side. Yeah, here's pretty rough though. So I had to peel this back a bit. We'll clean that up and everything. I'll just as soon as take them off. I don't think that she needs them. I got the mirrors all taped up too. You can move them back and forth too. When we paint them, we'll make sure that they're out when we put it in the booth. Sunroof's all taped up. Back windows here, so yeah. Keep on sanding, prepping, priming. See if we can get her in the booth. Start getting her painted. Probably not going to happen today, but I think in the morning we'll be able to walk in, and hopefully in the morning we'll be able to walk in and start painting. That's my game plan. So I think this is day 3. Yeah, day 3. So takes a little time. This is just a quick one. We got a little bit further into a quick one, but this is the worst of it though. This is gonna need a minute. It's worth the work. Kind of rough in there. We'll do something with it. Clean them up too. Lots of tape yet. But we'll get her taped up and yeah. I had to buy this roll of tape. I usually get it from a supplier or a different spot. This is just the local hardware store. So don't need to say a price. I think you all know. That's why I buy them one at a time. Anyways, it's good tape, but here we are. Oh yeah, and this is how we're on the roof of the Escalade. Many painters use that. So we wanted to take care of the rust in here. Alright, and underneath. So just taking off these plastic clips that are on the bumper. Okay. We know that there's some rust up in there, so we're just taking these plastic clips off to clean all this up too. Quite a bit. Okay, there we have it, guys. Didn't want to, but we have to. Had to. So, took off these side moldings. But I mean, it's getting pretty rusty, right? So, the rust is only going to come back right at us. So we took them off. When I did take them off, I do notice that they're a little bit chipped in that. There, so I don't know, maybe some new ones would be nice. I don't know if they must sell them. Of course they sell them. It's a Cadillac. They sell everything for a Cadillac. But yeah, same. It's gonna be the same thing over here. We're all rested up in there. I think there was another spot here. Yeah, they starting back here some, so may as well take them off and clean up in there. But the rest of the job is going very nice so far. Screws down there. Our bumper cover. Anyways, this is where we're at. We can put a good sand on that now and get it all cleaned up. here we are. Cadillac is just cleaning up great. I had to take these here step ups here off. Just cause I mean, look though, that's what makes them all rust, eh? Anyhow, our fender here was pretty rusty there, so I had to take it off in the bottom of the rocker. So take that one off. I'm taking this one off. Take them off, and makes it easier to paint, and get a couple of good coats at the bottom too. Drive the paint onto where I like to drive the paint on the bottom of the rockers. You know, a couple extra coats even than the rest of the vehicle. I'll do it a couple of times, and then I'll come up, and then I'll do the vehicle, and then I'll go down. When I start, every time I start, I'll hit the rockers heavy, right? Because that's the first place to rock on the rigs here. So, but so far we're cleaning up nice. We're getting closer to winning, if we're gonna win. Well, so far today, this is the fruits of our labor, so to say. But we got our side moldings off. See, we're getting rust coming out underneath them, so we took them off. And then of course, yeah, it's looking pretty rough there. So we took off the step ups. Didn't want to, but have to. Want to get a nice paint job on the Escalade. So, because I mean, in here, the rest we have, right there, and you couldn't really sand or get it fixed up or paint in there with even if I taped off the step ups. And the same here in the front. Need to fix up the fender, right? So there's all that to it. And see, along the rocker, it's kind of rough, so we want to clean that up, right? I wouldn't put them back on if it was up to me. That's what rots them out. 100%. Especially the ones that are kind of open, like the tube type or whatever. They're not as bad, but the step ups that are like flat, I noticed this over time. The ones that are flat, they'll really get the salt and slush up there and hold on to the salt, right? You can see it right here. I mean, this is rubber and there's rust on it, right? So I would never have them on myself. I take them off everything I get. Last rig I had them on, it was the black Silverado, and that's a lot of what rotted that truck out, I think. Was having them step ups on her. Body's coming nice and straight though. A few more sands on her. Roof is looking decent, it's all taped up. We're gonna sand her up, get her ready. There's only this little spot here, I think, and this little spot here, so that's the body work on the roof, thank goodness. And here the front, a couple of paint chips, but high build primer will probably fix that up. I think we want to. Tomorrow's gonna be sanding and bonged out in a few spots, right? And then see if we can get it in there all cleaned and ready for Saturday to spray. Today is Thursday. We start at Monday, so Monday afternoon, evening we start it. So we're going to try to get it back to them, I guess, by the looks of it, let's be realistic, next Wednesday, Tuesday, Wednesday, like that. So I'm hoping that we get her all straightened out. But I felt I can't rush a paint job. You gotta take a certain amount of time. You have to slow down a certain amount of time. I think we're gonna spray with our smaller gun. She's my favorite, so. And this is a nice rig, so I want a nice finish on it. I don't want it all orange peely or anything like that, so. And I think that when we do start, we'll start in this corner because our fan goes out in the direction. It'll suck that way as we go. I think. That's what we might try. I think we'll do the roof, like I said, get that all cleaned up, do the roof, and then we'll come back to this corner, the passenger side corner, and then we'll do this panel along here. Right? We'll start at the bottom actually, and we'll go up, meet the roof. But that is probably 30 hours away, so my hands are real dirty from taking off the step-ups. I always stare at the camera. I'm not a very good camera human. But hey, we're getting better as we go. I'll show you just how to paint soon. Soon will be, I think I'm going to leave some stuff record as we go. Then you can see me in action. I do things kind of different than a lot of people, but in the end, you get similar results. But anyways, never do anything that you see me doing with a grinder. Never duplicate. I can pretty much tell you that right now. Anyways, see ya when we get going again. Here we are, guys. A little bit of distance here. Let's stand back. Yeah, we have our lights out. We have our step-ups off. We have our roof sanded. This side of the body is sanded out so far. And then look on here where we took off the moldings and it was all rusty. I put some rust eater on it. See how it turns purple? Eating up the rust there. So there's quite a bit of rust, but we're trying to heat her up. It's not right through, but we don't want it bleeding back. We have a previous project that we just did there. The old silver Ram work truck, not the blue one. Yeah, we put the buckshot on the bottom. It did not require any primers or anything. At least that's what it tells us on the bottle. We gotta get these when we're coming back. We're working down in here. We're pretty rusted around that wheel well. We'll come back that way. When we come back, we're just gonna have a quick lunch. But yeah, the buckshot told us no primer necessary or anything. Just clean it off, oil, clean the oil off, all that there kind of thing, you know. We got our spots on the roof too. Yeah, clean all the oil off it and all that kind of stuff. We cleaned it up pretty good. Then we shot it over the rocker paint. Look, now I see a couple of, well, more than a couple of spots. There's little needle spots, all bleeding back through. So I might have to deal with that in a bit, but right now, the Escalade's going pretty good. So that's why I'm double assuring that we make sure. I always put the rust eater on everything that we're painting, but the instructions for the other stuff told us it did not matter. So we didn't do it, and then it came back to bite us. So from now on, it's rust eater on everything, prime on it, all dry spots, of course, and that. So we learn. I always usually prime everything first anyways, but I'll be putting the rust eater on anyhow. A lot of the times before it was replace panels and all that kind of thing. Stuff, rust-free stuff that a fella's been working at, but all customers can't afford all rust-free stuff. They need their rusty stuff fixed too, so it is what it is. Yeah, but that stuff eats up the rust pretty good, eh? I like that. A few spots up there. Down here. I like it. I like the look of the truck better myself though, without the side moldings on it. Step-ups have to go back on though, I imagine. But I don't know if I'm sold on those there side moldings. I find it gives her a cleaner look. Anyways, not my rig, so that's where we're at. Here we are. Right here. Small town body shop stuff that no one talks about. They clean up all them rockers. Nice and filthy. The rust eater's working real nice. It's turning nice and purple for us, just like we like. But yeah, oh, my mask on. Half the time I don't even realize I have my mask on. It's on all day long, right? But here's what I'm doing under here, just to clean her up, so I don't want to get spraying with water or nothing. So that's one dirty sponge. That's what we're doing. Clean up the rockers. They're all like that. And then we'll sand them up. And we'll be able to spray up from down here, and probably lay down here. I guess I'm going to be laying and climbing this one big unit. But we'll get all that there inside the rocker, right in here. Right, be able to spray up in there. So we'll sand up that. We're looking pretty good over here. We're sanding into it. Cleaning up the rust. Anyways, that's where we're at. Cleaning up the rust, sanding away. Quite a bit to go yet. I was hoping to be almost ready to go in there tonight. Get lots of rust eater around that lip too. It's turning nice and purple and dark. And then up here in the front, you can see there's nothing on it quite yet. But yeah, right here you can see the difference. This is with the rust eater on it. Eat it up pretty good. Yeah. Get it sanded and get it painted. I'm sure the owners want her back by now, but we got the roof all sanded out. It is all sanded-ish. We got the big sand on though, yeah. The bulk is done. Tape up a couple of windows. I think that we can back it right in, no problem. That's why we put her on I put her on the angle like this. Fill up the wheel wells and get spraying. Maybe tomorrow morning. I hope to start spraying. Still, like I say, a bit of work yet. On the sanding and the grinding. I don't see any big holes yet though, thank goodness. It's actually rusty, but mostly actual surface rust. But there's no such a thing. Right now, see, this is some of the crusties right here. So what I'm going to do there is use my flapper wheel to get to the edge first. And we'll sand it up. I just cleaned all the rough stuff off the bottom. So now we have to clean all this up. We'll have to clean up all around the bottom of the Escalade. Look at you flipping all over the place, but yeah. Clean up all over the bottom of the Escalade, both sides. I want to get up inside when we spray. I guess I'm going to spray up a little bit. Yeah. I'm going to get down in there too. So, it's a bit of rust to take care of, alright? We're getting into a body job. So, a little bit of sanding. Laying down. I think we'll put on our full face mask. Still squinting even with the mask on. 10 pounds of rust in your eyes half your life. I think everybody can relate to that. Or maybe not. Or maybe everybody's smart enough to put them on right away. Just wear your gloves too. But yeah, this is where we're at. Rust straighten, seal it all up, get it all sealed up. We're sanded. Keep repeating myself. Very happy though. So it's gone along good. It's just a little bit more than we originally hoped for. And our bumper cover right here, in case anybody's wondering, safe and sound. Pretty much. Clean that a little bit. We gave it a light sand yesterday. A little more cleanup. Be ready for paint as well. So there's a bit to it. Well, here we go. Put the mask on. Put the mask off. But so far so good. We have lots of rust eater on. We just cleaned up this rocker. Let's go under and look. Purple already. Bleeding purple. See the rust bleeding right out of it. Rust eater. Eating the rust right off. So we'll leave it like that. I'm gonna leave it like that overnight. All up through the wheel well. This whole side is got the rust treatment on it, right? And we'll clean it up quite a bit. Watch and see. So we got that side done. Now we'll get over there and look underneath, and we'll grind up the other side. Okay, let's video from this side for a second. So the rocker is pretty rusty. Let's see if we can see it here. Quite a few bubbles in it, like right here and that. See all the bubbles? Let's see if we can give you some light there so you can see it. Yeah, you see all the bubbles? All the way through it? It's all rust. Right. So, once again, we'll have to do the same thing pretty much that we done over there on the other side. We'll have to grind it out because, well, it's going to continue rusting if we don't. So, we'll have to grind all that out, and then we'll put some rust eater on it. This one too has got lots of rust up inside there, I guess. Can you see that? So it's more than just a little surface rust, but it is surface rust, but there's a lot of it. So it is turning into quite a job for us here to get the Escalade looking good again. She looked good right from the get-go, but we want her to look good again, right? It's Cadillac, it's an Escalade. Pretty much top of what we got over here in North America. Cadillac or Lincoln or whatever. We rust treated in there already, if you can see it. You know, all the way through. At least this one's a little bit high for sanding anyways. But yeah, that's what we're doing. We'll get this ready. So far so good. I think that we got all the spots with our rust treatment now. For the wheel wells. See, nice and purple. 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 Spots inside the door. Still lots of taping to do. Ah, goodness. Yeah. All the rust in there. Purple. So we'll give that there a clean up too, of course. Lots of tape in the interior. Got our rust eating there. All on the bottom. Over on the floor. Rust eater all through. Rust treated. Rust treated. All through. Even works. It's eating the stuff on the plastic of the bumper that's just a stain. Yeah, here we are. All through. Light and all. Look at this. Oh, she's dead. But anyways, you see the point. Got down through here. Underneath. Pretty dark. Cool. Back up there. This side wasn't quite as bad, I don't think, as the other side was. Let's see. We're laying down. Get rust treated. Sand it out, get it primed up. Oh, rust treated in that there wheel well as well. Wheel well as well. So, quite a few spots. The bubbles had some rust underneath them, but we're not doing too bad. We're not filling her with Bondo anyways, that's great. So, always got to put a little touch here and there, Bondos, right? But there's no gaping holes or any of that kind of thing. Sand it out and prime it up and a few coats of paint on it, and it's gonna look great. We're sanded everywhere, all the way through. All the way through. I don't know if it's all the ways or, yeah. You can guess I made some perfect choices in school with my English classes and projects. No. I like gym and shop, mostly. But anyways, yeah. Well, like I said, up there we got that eaten up, so very happy. A lot of work though. Big unit. Big unit. Still a bit more to go, but hopefully we'll be on that side of the curtain in no time. Well, I'm figuring this is going to be a long day for sure. But here we are. All plasticed up. Give her the tap. Make sure it's tight, tight. We need them to open a little bit because we have to get down here, right? And in around a bit. So we're going to be sanding, get these spots that are rust treated. We're going to get them primed up this morning. Leave the dehumidifiers on in there. Try to dry her out some. Because we have to do touch-ups on the rockers. That's why we have to have the doors open. We have to run the rockers, right? Pretty rough. So all that's going to need some primer. Primed out and sanded a couple of times. We'll do all that out here for the dust, keep the dust of it there as much as possible. Yeah, but so far so good, really. Just want to get it done. We have this one done, but I can't do this one until we're in the booth, of course, because we have to do the reverse in. So yeah, I'm gonna sand up the bumper, get this patched up, sand up the bumper, put it back on. And I think I'll put the back back together for the paint job. It'll just be easier and flow better. I don't want to put different amounts of coats or have it looking different, the bumper and those fill-in pieces, right? So I think I'm just going to put them back on real quick. We'll get priming, all that stuff, get all that done. And then we'll put them in, and we can leave the bumper sag down here a little bit. We won't put the clips back on so that we can get underneath there, right? So I think that's what we'll do. Or we might put the clips back on. I guess I'll decide as we go. But I have to get something in there too. We welded that little piece in behind it to strengthen it up. So put a little something in there. That's the spot. The spot. And put something in there. Sand out the rest. Get a little primer going. Give her a quick sand. Dust it off. And maybe we'll start mixing some paint. Their guns and everything are over there. I want a big container, I think. Anyways, oh no, I got an extra gallon. That's right. Anyways, talking to myself, I think, out loud. Everybody does that, I think. Maybe not though. But here we are. The Escalade's just about ready to get going. Hopefully by about It's 8 o'clock, 8 a.m. now. Hopefully 1:30 or something. We'll have it all straightened out and ready to go. We gave it a clean up and everything. I think I'm just gonna give it a little shot. Yep, so far so good. We have the windows all taped up. Not our back one yet though. We'll be doing that in a second. But we put our fillers on. Some spots don't need fillers. But we're pretty good in here. We were feeling like bacon in there, starting out the old bloop, 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 bloop. So we're doing pretty good. We're all cleaned up in there. Down here in our rusty crusties, we got them all cleaned up and started first coat of prime on them. So, anyways, plastic. Here at the bottom of the corners of the doors where they're getting a little rusty, we're cleaning them up, getting them ready for a little pearl, same as this. We'll get it all cleaned up as we go. There's a lot of taping. We can't tape the plastic in that door, of course, until we get her in there. But we're pretty much done with a lot of it. I'm going to do the rockers. I'm going to sand up the rockers out here and everything. Do as much sanding as I can out here, of course, and clean it all up out here, of course, before we get into the little booth there for some spray. So just doubling up on paper and stuff. I don't want any overspray coming through if we can help it. You know, every paint job's got something happen with it, it seems. It's a house, car, truck, I don't know, bathtub, toilet. I never painted a toilet. Did paint a bathtub though a few times, but yeah, we're here. Loose and everything so that we can move it around because we want to be spraying in there. Spray, right? So it's a big unit, and the wheels, we're not really worried about that. We'll just spray over them. No, just joking. We got tarps in there. That's what we grew, right? Tarps right in the wheel well, fills it all up too. You can kind of aim it around the back of the wheel and not get oversprayed everywhere. But that's where we're at. We're getting close. I want to see if we can spray. I think it's like 10:30, 11 o'clock in the morning. So a few more hours at the prep. Clean her off. Get her in there. Mix our paint. Leave it sit for a while. I always leave my paint probably sit for 20 minutes, half an hour, just to make sure that she gets nice and tacky first. That first run, I should be clear about that. And then when I'm mixing the next paint, it's not as long. But my first run of paint, I let it sit for 20 minutes, half an hour. Make sure that the hardener gets worked into everything else so that you don't have it dropping right away. Something to stick to, right? I think we're going to use the gun with the smallest tip. I'm unsure. We'll see what happens as we go. We got a big, huge gun, but it's kind of awkward and clunky around the roof and stuff, right? Well, when you're over stuff, it's not bad on the side, but once you start going down, it wants to. Anyways, it's not my preferred weapon of choice. But here we are. We're getting closer. A lot of work. It doesn't look like that much until you get into it. Then you start realizing half of this vehicle is on the inside. But all this paint is all nice, beautiful condition, so just around the bottom, right? Rockers and all that to get done, cleaned up. Anyhow, we'll see what happens. Okay, so here we are. We're body working. Is that what it's called? Body working? So we're getting straightened out down here. We're all sanded up down here on our rocker panels. All nice and rust treated and everything. So we'll be hitting that with primer next. We'll prime all that out. And that rocker panel. But yeah, we're smoothing out our filler around our door stops, or whatever you want to call them. What are they called? Door stops or door bumpers? I don't know. You know, they're for the parking lots, right? So yeah,
all sanded up, close to paint. So nice and flat. Hopefully we'll be able to get it to stay out of our paint. We'll sand them all down nice, flat. They're rust treated. Right here in our corners are looking good. There, they're getting primed out for the first shot. I'm kind of worried about that down on the bottom, so we're getting primed out the first shot. Yeah, but they're starting to look good. So anyways, we have body working going on. We're getting through it. Still a bit more taping though, unfortunately. No more body working. And we'll be done. Ready to paint.
There we have it. Clean that bumper right up. Looking much better now. A little bit of rust check around there. She was pretty rusted up, so you don't want to put the bumper skin cover back on it with it all rusted up, so fixed her up quite a bit. Put a little bit of rust eater in there. Undercoating. Anyways. Oh, the paper. But cleaned up that bumper too. It's pretty rusted up. Like I said before, we cleaned it up, put a little bit of rust check in it. Yeah, sorry, second word. I was looking at the primer there right here. Look how nice it covered. Right, you can barely tell that we had any work done there yet. So we primed right in, primed right down. In our doorway. Look at the taping, the plastic, right? The plastic here, plastic here. The inside of the jams and everything are in pretty good shape, but we'll still have to touch a couple of spots, right? We'll have to touch a few spots, I guess, in the jams, but up on the roof, not the ceiling, the roof, we have our couple of spots that were primed. We're all taped up, pretty much ready to go. We are very close to spraying the paints. Give her a light sand. Here's our rocker so far. Inner wheel wells, rust. All the rust. We got the rust. Got the rusties. Getting rid of the crusties. Here, we'll take a little walk underneath here. Looking pretty good. Right through. So that was looking fairly crusty, wasn't it? All the way through. So yeah, in those big spots there where the door bumps are on, whatever they're called, door stops. So it's soon time to get her in the old diamond white. We'll give her a few different coats, that's for sure. We're going to be putting her on heavy. I like to put on the paint heavy. Small coats, but heavy. Lots of them. And of course we have to do that door handle. And in here, get her straightened out. Plastic on it. We did this door, yeah. We have plastic on the door. You don't get nothing on the interior because the way that we have to paint it, we have to paint it with the jambs open, right? I mean, that's the case with a lot of real paint jobs. But along the rockers, you see right in the doors there. Take a look, right? See right in the doors. We fix the rockers right up, so they're looking much better than rust all over them and everything. Very happy with that. It's going good. Just want to get the Escalade back to the customer. That's all. I mean, even looking here, this is a lot of tape on the outside window, taped up the inside of the window, and then plastic this part of the window because we had a rut spot here we have to get, right? But the rest of it's looking pretty darn good, so. But it is what it is. We'll have to blow it off a few more times, wipe it down. I got some tack cloths right here. They'll be ready to be tacking. We'll do some tack clothing. So we'll rub it all down with this before we finish up. Get ready to spray her up. pretty decent out. No wind. I'm very happy about that. But yeah, right now we got all our primer. Gonna give her a light sand. Right now, have a little bit of filler on the front bumper cover, which is banged up a bit. But pretty well all taped up and all that. We'll have to do this handle, like I said, plastic in the booth, that door. But yeah, we'll get it all sanded up out here. Maybe tack cloth it off, back her in. So there's dust everywhere. Just blow it off and tack cloth it off and wipe it off best we can and shoot for the sky, so to say. Nice and smooth on that. Down here there was quite a few little marks in it, taking them out. So yeah, get this sanded and then start getting some paint going. What a lot of taping. A lot of taping. Wowzers. Well, here we are. Put it in the booth last night. So it's feeling pretty good. I'm gonna turn the dehumidifiers on. Do a little tape on the front, down below on the bumper. Just put a little tape there. I'll tape in the other door. I'll check all this tape around the windows before we get started. I'll put the dehumidifiers on for a quick minute. And we'll see how close we're starting to get to paint. It'd be nice to paint today, wouldn't it? So yeah, let's check all of our plastics. We'll check all of our papers. Looking it over. Check all of our tape. Check everything out. Look at this guy up here. The door's already done, so a little tape down there and stuff. Cover our wheels, tack cloth it. There's a little bit of a list. A little bit of a list. Marks at the front there. Yeah, I'll have to put a little tape there. It might be quicker to take it off. We'll see what's happening here. All right, we're pretty much ready to start painting. So next 10-15 minutes or so, I'm gonna start painting. Put out my test pods over there right now. So what do I got? 7, 11, I got 14. I don't know. Quite a bit right now to start with. Let's go. I'll show you the mix. I like it really runny, so I like it to run and then give us a couple of drips pretty fast. So let's see what we got here. I took my glove off, so I imagine it's nice and sticky. This is what I'll always be using, is juice containers. I like making all my paint up and then I'm ready to go. So leave her nice and runny and a couple of drips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then start dripping. So about count to 5 or 6 and then drips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then drips. See? That's usually pretty good. Same over here. This is the first batch. 2, 3. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then drips. So yeah, she's slowing down a bit. I like to mix it and leave it sit for, I don't know, 10, 15, 20 minutes like that. Make sure that there's no reactions or anything. And right here we got our little gun set up because our big fella here that we'll be using, I don't believe that unit will fit underneath the truck at the rocker panels and stuff, so we'll be using our little one there for a few things. We're jammed in there, so we got both of our guns ready, the strainer getting ready, paint's getting ready. We have plenty of paint. This is just a start, so yeah. Well, there we have it, guys. We got a fairly shiny Cadillac Escalade. Well, it smells nice in here, but we're pretty even through. Hopefully we don't gain any kind of runs through the night or anything. There's the roof. Done. You can see ourselves and all that. Nice and shiny. Have more material if we need to give it another one. It's hard to tell in here because it's so white, right? But I think we have it. Probably going to need a polish, and everything that comes out of this boot needs a polishing, I guess. But it's all part of the game, right? But we did get her painted. We have no more rust. No more rust on the rockers. You like this, I guess. Huh, guys? No more rusties on the rockers. Rockers are nice right through, huh? Oh yeah, bottoms of our fenders, not full of rust anymore. Wheel wells are looking pretty decent. No more floppy bacon too much or nothing. Right through there. We got up through here. We went inside too. Inside, I could probably leave that up for the evening. All inside there, in the jams and that. But I mean, budget paint job, this is what we can do. None of my tools are that high tech, guys. They're just run-of-the-mill stuff, but I mean, look, we got a pretty good finish, I think. We'll see what it looks like tomorrow. Hopefully it still looks half decent. The big shiny, so I hope it looks alright. I gotta get into the polishing because we wet it all down in here. I had it all wet, all that, but still we're getting crusties and dusties around, right? So it is what it is. Front bumper's looking pretty good. Here's our back bumper, rear bumper. Not our back bumper, our rear bumper. A few things. It's looking pretty good. Anyways, this is what it is today. Hopefully, we got a nice shine. All that in the morning. And we won't have to. Tomorrow's going to be cold, so we're leaving our gas off anyways for 24 hours or something at least. And hopefully, after that gas off, it looks all right. Then we can just get her out the door, get her back together, and get her out the door, back to the customer. So that's what we want, right? There we are. And this is Cherry's Auto, and soon I'm going to start. I just want you to see that people, when they watch me, sometimes think, look at this fella, he's never going to get that done. And then people are like pretty amazed. So I just let you watch a few things that I do first. I think that there was the, mission of the channel to start. Now coming up, I think I'm going to start showing you how to mix your paint, how to lay it on, right? I want a different gun, I know that. Heavier duty gun, right? I think that there's a mosquito or something in there. Something. I don't know. I'm going home and I'm going to have coffee because it's late and you know how it goes. I think we're almost 9 o'clock now. I think I'll have a coffee, and you know what? Maybe a sandwich and something to eat. And I'm not going to worry about the Escalade right now because you know what? If you paint it once, you can paint it twice, you can paint it twice, you can paint it 20 times. Makes no difference. Except for money. Money makes a big difference. but it's nothing to get too excited about, I don't think. Anyways, we'll see how it goes. So far, so good. Well, door open, you can see it, window off. But lights are back in. Chrome shiny grill is going. Oh, let's get our hood down here a little bit. Yeah, there we are. Grill back in her. Windshield looking pretty shiny. Right down through. Look at this. We're doing a little bit of this. Thank goodness. It's always nerve-wracking though, taking the plastic off, but I mean, and the paper and the tape and everything. Fellas are always nervous. Cadillac Escalade now. But we've done a lot of taping, a lot of plastic. The bottoms of the doors look pretty darn good to me. Remember they were all rusted up and stuff? And in here was pretty rusted, that's for sure. Now we're looking good. We got our inner fenders back on, our bottom door moldings back on, get the it's nerve-wracking taking that there plastic off of there, but it seems to have stayed tight, so hopefully we don't have any troubles. I mean, this is pretty much my skill level, so I hope they like it. Yeah, you know, I never told anybody I was the best painter, but the only way, or the best around vehicles at all, but the only way that you're going to get anything done is if you learn with each other and read a bit and look it all up, you know. We're looking good there. Seems like there's a different shade there or something around the gas cap, you know, the gas caps. Anyways, this is our Escalade. Hopefully the owners will like it. Right when we get that tape off the chrome on the fender, she's gonna pop, or nickel or whatever it's called. But here we are. This is our paint job, and as always, the same thing I always say, everything pretty much leaving here can use a polish it. See where our wipers went halfway up after we had it all taped up and everything, and then when we were back into the boat, our wipers came halfway up. They must have been halfway off or on the day we took it in when it was raining. Anyways, that's how that went for us. But yeah, see what she looks like driving away next, maybe, or this might be it. We got our bumper out here, getting it put back together. This guy here got some dust on it, so I'm just hoping that she'll flatten out, maybe rub off, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Well, guys, here's our budget, let's call it budget rebuild. No, it's not a budget rebuild. Budget repaint, or whatever the heck you want to call it. But that's what we got. Anyways, our step-ups are on. Look pretty fine going by, I think. So, as they say, I'm not there one show. I think we got it. I bet you'll look good at night. Here she comes out of the booth. Perfect.